Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. I am, as always, your boy BigAL, joined by my partner in crime, MattyBets. Matt, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thursday Night Football just ended, like normal when we were recording these videos. Great game, Steelers and Browns. Browns got the victory, so we never have to bet on the Steelers again. So thank you for,
Unfortunately,
yeah. No, it's not unfortunate for anybody except for the Steelers. I'm not betting on them, and I could not be happier. But other than that, as the viewers probably could tell by now, I got a Blazers shirt on. Yeah, I know I'm in Arizona from Washington, but I got a Blazers shirt on. So, um, kind of like my ode to you, get you back on track hopefully, and spur those basketball videos again. NBA is here. We've tested the waters a little bit with the NBA videos. We're gonna try to get that content back out to you guys here in a bit. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. Obviously, this is my favorite video for us to film. I have the most fun with this one. We've got an exciting week 12 coming up. Last week's video did great. We had a bunch of engagement with it, and we hit a bunch of bets. You hit your teaser. I missed mine by one bloody point. Um, the freaking Chiefs. I had them +8. They lose by 9. Who has that on their bingo card? I sure didn't. Every other game had finished. I'm sitting there with +8. It's a 2-point game all for basically the whole second half. 2-point game, 2-point game. With 2 minutes left, Josh Allen sprints out, gets a touchdown for 7, and then Mahomes throws a pick, and the game's over. So I was counting my money already, and then that happened. So it was actually kind of a bad beat. So that sucked. The night game, we hit a bunch of bets in that, so that felt good to get back on track. But um, fun fact for you, I was going back looking through our last, I don't know, since we started doing the teasers. Between you and I, we have hit a teaser every week for the last 7 weeks.
Hey, there we go. Shout out to us. I did not know that, so
So
thank you.
yeah, I hit 3 in a row, and then I went on a snide of losing two. You hit two, and then I hit one, and then last week you hit one. And so if you guys have been watching, if you guys bet mine and Matt's both together, a 6-point teaser pays out pretty much around +600. So you're not going to lose money if one of them hits. And we're on a 7-week streak of hitting at least one. And there's been a couple weeks where we both hit. So um, pretty cool stuff. Pretty exciting. But yeah, so Matt hit his teaser, touchdown parlay, the prop parlay, those didn't hit. And then we went 1-2 on our locks of the week. So we are 18, 14, and 1 on the season for locks of the week. Still profitable.
hmm
We're going to try to go 3-0 again this week. We've only done it once this season. So, but yeah, I'm excited, Matt.
hmm No, I like that a lot. The teasers, obviously, that we didn't introduce those until what, like week 6, week
It
4, or
was
something like
week
that.
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So right in the middle of what I said, but I mean, yeah, we stumbled upon those kind of, but I mean, the teasers have been awesome. They've been a lot of fun for us, very profitable for us, like highly profitable,
Mm-hmm.
because like you said, you're
Yes.
getting a +600, and when you have that good of a hit rate on, a
Yeah.
+600 bet, like you can make a lot of money doing that. So, yeah, shout out to us for that. And like you said, for our locks, we're still above, 50%. We're still right on that professional gambler mark for the most part. And
Mm-hmm.
as long as we go 2 for 1 this week, that's just going to keep going. Had a couple bad weeks in there where we've gone 1 for 3. But I mean, all in all, it's been a great season so far, and we still got but like 6 more weeks until the playoffs start.
Yep.
So looking forward to the rest of the season, doing that with you. You want to jump into Sunday?
Absolutely, dude. I'm excited. Let's do it. You want to go? You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first with my 5 picks that I brought. If you guys are new
We
to the channel,
There
this is
you
what we
go.
do. We bring 5 picks apiece for our locks of the week. We talk about them, go back and forth, find out which ones we agree on. Those are automatically part of our locks because we both love them. I haven't seen Alan's 5 that he brings. He hasn't seen my 5 that I bring. We pick 3 out of those 5. There you go. There's 3 locks of the week. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the percentage and what we've hit and what we haven't. Um, but yeah, I'll start with my 5, and then you can jump into yours, and we can see where we meet in the middle at.
I love it.
Perfect. First up, I got Bucks at Giants, and I like the Bucks here at -5.5. Giants have not been very good. I get that it's in New York. The 5.5 does scare me a little bit, but as we know, Baker is still, I believe he's still tied for touchdowns. Would I be
I
correct? Or
believe so.
is, okay, yeah, I
I
think he
believe
is.
if he's not, he's like one or two behind Joe Burrow. That's it.
Exactly. So I like Baker here. It doesn't matter who he has on the field. He's scoring touchdowns. He's throwing touchdowns, and he's also just a dog. So I like them to be able to win this game in New York. against a bad Giants team by a touchdown. And then we'll go over to Cowboys at Commanders. I like the over here at 44.5. Cowboys have not been good, but since they've had Cooper Rush, they've kind of scored like that 14 points, which is kind of all you need if you're playing against a good offense and a good team. Like you score 14, the other team can blow you out with 30. There you go. You're still at, that 44, 45, somewhere around there. So I like the over there at 44.5. Then we got the Titans at the Texans. We're all sticking the over there. It's the only set of 40.5. And I like this game like we've talked about all year. The Titans games, they've hit the over like all the time. But now you get a Texans team thrown in there where the Texans offense can blow teams out of the water. They just scored 30 something on Dallas. So I like this. It's a divisional game, so I get why people might not want to play it just because, hey, divisional games are always weird. AFC South, it's not usually that weird. It's usually cut and dry. Titans are going to lose this game. Texans will win, and it'll be 30-23. So there you go. And then we got Niners at Packers, and we're taking the Packers at -3 here. I thought about doing the over here at 46.5. I do like the over in this game too, but what I'm bringing to the table is the -3. If you're on a different side of that, maybe we'll talk about that and change it up. But I like the Packers -3 at home against the Niners. Niners haven't been great this year, as we all know. Kind of a little lackluster, little Super Bowl hangover. So I like the Packers here -3. Take care of business at home in Lambeau. And then lastly, we got Cardinals at Seahawks. Now, I don't know where you're leaning on this, and it was a tough one for me, kind of like with the Packers and Niners, but I like the Cardinals a lot here at -1.5. Over-under's juicy too, over set of 47.5. Both these offenses have been known to be high-flying. Only reason I don't like the over in this game is because we've seen this game on repeat the last, 6-7 years, and most of these games are usually really boring. So that's why I didn't want to play with the over there. I just like the Cardinals -1.5. Cardinals have been on a roll. And, Seahawks look a little lackluster. I get that they just beat, the Niners last week. I don't care about that. I've been against the Seahawks all year. I like the Cardinals to, go to Seattle and win this game. So -1.5 there. And those are my 5 picks that I got for you.
Okay. So I'm going to just say this right off the rip. I don't know if you're getting a little more in tune with how to bet spreads, because coming into this season, you weren't as much of a spreads better as you were like a touchdown scorer, prop better guy. Or if we're just getting more in sync and we're liking certain teams, because I have 2 again of these 5 you brought.
Perfect. I love that.
So I also have the Bucks on DraftKings. They are -6, not the 5.5 that you've got over there. So if you are playing that game, you'd want to go hit up FanDuel and get the 5.5. And then I've also got the Cardinals against the Seahawks. All the season long, we've been saying Seahawks aren't that good. Seahawks aren't that good. They aren't that good. And so I've got the Cardinals as well. But that, my friend, you will want to go over to DraftKings for, because right now on DraftKings, they are +1.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes. So we got the Cardinals, we got the Bucks locked in already. Just don't even think about it. Rubber stamped. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Yep. So my other 3, I've got the Titans +8 against the Texans. I've got the Broncos -6 taking on the Raiders. And then I liked the over 47.5 on the Cardinals game. Those are my other 3.
So you did like that over.
I thought about throwing in Titans over, so I'm down to take that if you want to take that. I didn't want to touch the Packer game just because I'm a Packer fan and I didn't want to be like biased and bring that in. But I love Packers -3 also.
Okay. Now, can I spice you up at all? Because obviously Packers are close to home to you. Obviously that's why I didn't come with the Colts and the Lions, and I think that you didn't come with it either. I wanted to get your feel on that game. I know we didn't bring it here, so it's a little off topic, but I just wanted to get your feel on that Colts-Lions game for the over-under at least.
Isn't it 50.5?
It's 50.5.
That's a lot of points.
Too many points?
It's a lot of points.
Do you think it's too many?
I get nervous when I have to take, because I'm assuming you're saying if you were to bet it, you take the over.
Yes, obviously.
And it's nervous to take a 50-point game, because we've all seen teams that have gone out and scored a ton of points, and then they come into a certain game, and for whatever reason, the matchup, or they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and all of a sudden it's this slugfest, 17-10 game, and we're just like, where are the points that we were hoping we'd have,
Mm-hmm. So, okay, Just wanted to make sure with that one. Just throw that out there. Cool. We talked about it. There we go. I also just like talking about the Colts. But so we have the Titans and the Texans over, like you said. We also have the Titans +8, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we also I don't like that for you because it's too close to home in my opinion for that bet because you just took the Chiefs. So it's like, yeah, let's not take another +8 and then have that go bad for us. So I like the Titans Texans over, and then we also have the Cardinals Seahawks over, and then the other one that I had on here that was kind of like we could take. I don't think that we should, so I just wanted to mention it. But I mean, those
The
are the two
Cowboys.
options that we have here. Cowboys and Commanders, we don't have to worry about that one. But we have Titans and Texans. I have that written down, and then I had it on the side Cardinals Seahawks. I like the Titans Texans over a lot more. I know you like them +8. I like the over in that game.
Yeah, I think we can trust the Texans to be a little more explosive in offense than the Vikings were
Mm-hmm.
against the Titans last week, and they still got they didn't get to the real number, which is 39.5. They got to 36.5 though. So we just need 4 extra points, but we have a way more explosive Texans team. And we have a Titans team that, I mean, the Texans aren't invulnerable. Like they allow people to score on them too. So I just think like their defense, I wouldn't say is as good as the Vikings because the Vikings do crazy things to kind of shake you up. So um, if you want to pencil in Titans over 40.5, I'm good with it. I also don't mind Packers -3. I threw in Broncos -6 just because I think the Raiders are garbage and the Broncos have been dominant. So I felt like we get a dominant team at 6 points. It's kind of like the Bucks to me. Like they're playing a team that they're a way different class than, and so I just feel like that's an easy dub.
Yeah, which isn't a bad take at all. See, that one's tough for me too because I don't really trust Denver. I love their defense
And
though, and like you said, yeah,
Bo Nix has finally started to look good. Like he actually is throwing the pill and actually like scoring points. Like what they just scored like 30 something last week and just destroyed whoever they played.
yeah. Well, we're not gonna go
They
and take
played the
Cardinals and Seahawks.
Saints.
Let's do it. I actually like the Broncos here at -6 a lot.
You want to do Broncos -6?
Let's do Broncos -6. I think they win that game by a touchdown at least. Their offenses
You
look
like that
great.
better?
They kind of just flew underneath my radar.
You like that better than Packers -3 at home?
See, I think so
Because that's
because
tough. You know what I mean?
my only argument with you there is the fact that Shanahan has had Rogers' number and who's you guys' head coach, Lafleur.
LaFleur.
Yeah, he's had their number, so it's like I don't. I think I actually like the Broncos more than the Packers at -3. That would
Okay.
be
No,
my
I wrote
only
it down
thing.
because I trust. I wrote it down because I trust it. So I think we pencil that one in too.
Yeah, let's do it. So we got Broncos -6, and you said that they're in Vegas or they're at home.
They're in Vegas, from what I saw. Let me just pull this up real quick, and I'll check and double check this. But
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that they're on the road.
Broncos,
I feel like they'd
yeah,
actually be bigger
Broncos,
favorites.
Broncos
They'd
at
be
the
like
Raiders.
10 points.
Broncos they're in Vegas. Yep. So it'll
Okay.
be a home game for them
Mhm. That's fine. I
because
like that a lot.
all the Denver fans, all the fans will go from Colorado right over to Vegas, buy up the whole thing, and they'll just be like, loud when Minshew's on the field. So
Yeah. All right, cool. There you go.
okay,
There
so
you have
ladies
it.
and gentlemen, go ahead, Matt. Let
Oh
them
no,
know.
take it away. You're about to go. I felt the
No, no, no.
energy
I was
behind what
about
you
to
were
go, but
saying.
then you stepped on some toes, so I'm like, just go
All I
ahead. You
said was
take.
there you go.
I
Like
always
you
I
said,
always
there
do it.
you
So you
go.
go ahead. Go ahead. Let the people know what the locks of the week are.
All right, we got Bucks -5.5. Unless you're playing on DraftKings, then you're getting -6. And then we got Cardinals +1 over on DraftKings, +1 at Seattle, and then we got the Broncos -6 in Vegas. And there you go. Those are the 3 locks of the week. Bet them, like we said, we're hitting pretty good this year. I would say, I think the percentage is probably around 55 to 60% with the information that you gave me earlier. So it's a nice percentage to be at. We're right around professional gamblers. There you go. Those are the 3 locks of the week.
Bada bing. I feel good about them. I feel like we're gonna go 3-0, but I don't see how we lose 2 of these. Cards
Yeah,
+1 is seems like a slam dunk
yeah. The Cardinals have played better football than the Seahawks have.
by far.
Hmm.
And the Seahawks have only won 1 game at home this year, or they've only covered 1 game at home this year.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I
They've
like
been
this a
pretty
lot.
terrible.
Cardinals are going to win this game. I have a lot of faith in that.
Yes, I fully agree with you. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the parlay section of the video. So we have touchdown scorer parlays and then prop parlays, which are, pretty self-explanatory. And then to end the video, we'll tell you guys our 2 teasers that we're bringing to the table for this week's games. Once again, 7 straight weeks hitting one. Matt, touchdown scorer. What you got for
Okay,
me?
I got to correct you on that. It's not 7 straight weeks of hitting one, but of the 14 bets that we've had, we've hit one every week on average. The average is one a week.
No, we have hit one in the last 7 weeks. We've hit one. One of us has hit.
We haven't had a week where we've both missed.
No, no.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I looked it up. I went back through,
Okay, if
and I'm
you say
like,
so.
wow, we've had 7 straight weeks of one of us hits a teaser.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll jump into mine first. You said touchdown parlay or prop parlay?
Touchdown.
All right.
Your favorite
Touchdown.
one?
No, of course. You got to start with the best. All right. First, we're going Justin Jefferson, Vikings, plus 115. I mean, it's pretty self explanatory. We're going Mike Evans. If he plays, still questionable, but it seems like he's going to be playing this week. Devon Achane, he's the number one guy over there for the Dolphins. Then we got Joe Mixon, Texans. I mean, he's been on a heater playing against the Titans. Titans defense is good, just not good enough, I don't think, to be able to stop, Joe Mixon. Nobody's been able to this year. Then we got Austin Eckler. Commanders have been using him in different ways every single week. He's the receiving back, and he's like the second running back, if not the first. I mean, he gets a ton of targets and touches. So then we got Jonathan Taylor against the Lions. Then we got Brock Bowers, like you said, against Denver. It's going to be a tough matchup, but he's been the most reliable guy on that team. And then last but not least, we got Christian McCaffrey against the Packers. I mean, I think that one's a slam dunk. Had to throw him on there. 8 touchdown scores plus 26,254.
Plus what?
26,000.
What the fuck?
254. And just to let people know, it was at plus 14,000. And then I threw in the favorite for the Packers game, Christian McCaffrey, which is just the stupidest thing ever because he's going to score. And it jumped it all the way up another like 10,000. So,
Good grief.
So yeah, it's fun.
So $10 wins you $2,600.
Yep. It's a nice little unit play on that, or even a half unit, or even a tenth of a unit if you're not scared about it. But you're still gonna make out like
That
that.
is crazy.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, mine's not nearly that good, but I didn't throw in 8.
No, I know. This is a lot of
That's
good matchups,
one of
and it's
those
just
ones where
good players.
That's one of those ones where you go in there, you throw $100 on it, and then you just, if and when it hits, you're just like, all right, cool. I don't have to. I mean, like, just made a third of a year's salary off that.
Mhm.
For most people, it's probably that's probably closer to half a year's salary for most people.
Yeah.
I think the average in America is 55,000. If this thing hits, I mean, $200 gets you a year's salary. That's pretty crazy. Mine, like I said, is not that crazy. So I've got, I also have Mike Evans. I've got Terry McLaurin. I've got Joe Mixon. I've got Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, and James Conner.
Okay.
That's 6. It's pretty simple. It pays out plus 6,800 over on DraftKings. Obviously, Mike Evans. If Mike Evans doesn't play, which he's on a lot of books, so they at least know there's a possibility of him playing. If he doesn't play, then that'll just be a push, and you'll get your money back. And then Terry McLaurin, he's a beast. We know this, and they haven't played for 10 days, or were they on bye last week? They had 10 days because they played Thursday against the Eagles. So he's had 10 days of rest. They're going to come out. It's a pretty easy matchup. They're going to dust them. So I like McLaurin. Joe Mixon, we know what he's about. You said the same thing when you put him in yours. Aaron Jones with the Vikings, he's their guy. He's playing against the Bears. The Bears defense is pretty good, but not great. So I think he'll get in. Ramondre's playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins defense hasn't been anything special this season. So I like Ramondre to get in. And then James Conner playing Seattle. What are we even talking about? Like, Seattle's not good defensively. They've underwhelmed, and James Conner's been a beast this year. So I expect him to get in the end zone. He might have 2.
I will say, if you guys do make this and you guys want to throw in Mike Evans in there, and you make your bet like last minute, let's just say for some reason he doesn't play and you can't take him because he's not on the books anymore, Uh, the substitute for that, I would say, and maybe we can talk about it here for a little bit, because he's the only guy on this list that we're actually worried about not playing this week. Uh,
Sure.
who would you take instead of him? Would you take one of the running backs for the Bucks? Would you take somebody for the Giants? Like, take a
I
different
would
receiver?
1000% I'd be taking Kate Otten.
Okay, I was gonna say the same thing. So I like Kate Otten a lot, and he's been the guy too.
Yes.
So, mhm. Yeah,
Like, I
I
mean,
was just
honestly,
gonna
you
say.
could
I
you
mean,
could bet
he's
Kate
probably at
Otten.
plus 200, so you're gonna juice it even more. But Kate Otten's
Yeah.
definitely the second pick in my book, except for I guess maybe who's that running back that they have? Not their main one, not White, but the other one, the younger one.
Uh, Bucky Irving.
Yeah, Bucky Irving. I like Bucky Irving, but I mean, yeah, Kate Otten seems like the no brainer there.
I think honestly, and I didn't throw him in my prop parlay. I probably should have. I think Kate Otten's gonna have a bigger game with Mike back.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
There's less people to guard him, dude. Like, so I don't know. Kate Otten people. Maybe we just go max out his reception yards and get him for a touchdown. Throw those two together and make a bunch of money. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I had totally forgot about Kate Otten because the Bucks were on freaking bye, and
yeah, but yeah, I mean,
man, I should have thrown him in mine. Idiot.
I will say, like, before I jump into my prop parlay, I also do have Mike Evans in here. And if you don't get Mike Evans, if, like I said, for some reason he's not at the
Mhm.
book, or if you make your bet, especially if you're on, computers and you're not in a state where you have to like go to a casino and make a bet, if you can do it from your computer and then it gets voided out, and you want to make the same bet and throw somebody else in there, like we said for the touchdown, do Kate Otten, and that's both of our opinions. And then I would do the same thing and maybe lower the yards a little bit for Kate Otten to switch him out for Mike Evans. But
For sure. For sure.
that's what I would do. But moving on, prop parlay. This one's more so your favorite than my favorite out of the two parlays that we do. But we got
Sure.
Justin Jefferson, 90 plus receiving yards. Like you said last week, you said he's hit 80 in every game except for one, and then he didn't hit it last week. I like the bounce back here. We got Kelsey,
Yep.
60 plus receiving yards. He's playing against the Panthers. Enough said there. Should have a really big game. We got Mixon, 100 rushing and receiving yards. This just seems like free money almost at this point. Then we got Mike Evans, 60 plus receiving yards. If he's back in the lineup, he's going to be a focal point. We know this. Mike Evans is Mr. Reliable. I like it for 60. And then we got Austin Eckler, 50 plus rushing and receiving yards. And then Tua Tagovailoa, 2 plus passing touchdowns. That's the only real reach I have there. And that pays out plus 37.56. So 3,756 right there for that prop parlay.
Okay. Why didn't you just take Mike for 100?
Because I'm not taking triple digits on a guy that's coming back from an injury.
But he's Mr. 100-yarder. He's Mr. 1,000-yard season every single season, and he's like, they don't. Who else is Baker throwing to?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but Mr. 1,000 yards a season doesn't mean he's getting 100 a game. So
Sure.
yeah, so I like the 60 yards. They're going to ease him back into it a little bit. Like you said, Kate Otten should have a really big game with Mike Evans back. So I think
Mhm.
Kate Otten has the chance to go and kind of blow up and have like the 120 yards from a tight end that we rarely see. And then Mike Evans is sitting at like, 70, 75. So we'll
Okay.
see. And it's also just about the game script too. If their run game's working, then they're just going to run the ball a ton with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. So,
Right. Right.
mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna hop into mine real quick. This one kind of got a little out of control. Didn't think it was gonna get this crazy, but it ended up getting that. It ended up getting that way. So I've got Bo Nix to pass for 250. Like I said, he's playing the Raiders. The Raiders defense has kind of sucked. So I think he can. I think he can do it. He's been getting better every week too. I got Patrick Mahomes to throw for 225. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Is Patrick Mahomes. I got Baker Mayfield to throw 2 touchdowns. He's either tied with Joe Burrow or right behind Joe Burrow in passing touchdowns coming off the bye. I think he's going to come out and start doing his thing. I got Terry McLaurin, 70 plus passing yards or receiving yards. I think he's going to have a big game after not doing so much against the Eagles. James Conner, 80 plus rushing yards against Seattle. Just straight up rushing. I'm not throwing in receiving. And then I got TJ Hawkinson. This one's the biggest reach of the day. 40 plus receiving yards for the Vikings. I think he's going to come in and have a pretty big game. This thing pays out plus 10,000.
Dang, 40 plus.
Yeah.
6 picks on that, and it's paying out 10K.
Yep.
Yeah, you had to have been reaching on somebody.
McLaurin was plus money. Bo Nix was plus money. TJ Hawkinson was plus money. Everybody else was minus. So
Okay.
I don't know. You tell me.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're getting really good odds on that though. Really good payout for only 6 picks. Because I also had six
That's
picks.
what
I'm
I'm
only getting
saying.
3,700. So yeah, definitely like that.
Right.
I'll definitely be throwing that down there. That's why I wrote it down. So
That plays into like Connor 80 plus. That was also plus money. I think. I think that was where he got into plus. And I was gonna take him for
for
rushing and
rushing yards,
receiving,
yeah.
but it paid nothing. And so I was like, okay, just give me freaking 80 plus rushing. Let's do it. I think he has a big game against Seattle because we've all watched James Conner throughout the years. He's gonna rip off a 35, 40-yard run, and he's gonna get half of it on one play, and then he'll dink and dunk you for the other.
Hmm.
And Seattle hasn't been great against the run, so I love it. I love it, especially if it's raining. If it's any kind of bad weather out here, then even more so.
Yeah, for sure.
So
All right,
all right,
teaser time.
let's hop into the final frame here, if you will. My favorite part of the video, slowly I think becoming one of Matt's favorite parts of the video since he's starting to hit more. But the teaser section of the vid. Matt, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first with mine. And it's starting to become my favorite segment just because if I'm not rooting against you, I'd never do that to you. But if you don't hit
Hmm.
your teaser this week and I do, we will be tied,
I know it's kind of
which is
crazy.
crazy. And that'll be two in a row
Yeah,
for your boy. So definitely,
yeah, boy.
trying to get this one, trying to just seal the deal. You can hit two, be a great week for both of us. Obviously, if you guys don't know this, most of the time, and starting now, I mean, we've been trying to do it back and forth, but it's like he'll bet my teaser, I'll bet his teaser. Like we'll both bet both of them. I mean, we love the bets that we each come with, so we like to piggyback as much as we can. So I'll jump into mine. We got Chiefs at Panthers. We're taking the over in that game, 37.5 points. I think this is a bounce back game for the Chiefs. I think they're mad that they lost, ruined their perfect season. They're going to blow the Panthers out of the water. And as we know, the Panthers also, they can score points. They're not a great team, but they can still score points. So, and we've seen flashes where they can be really good. We can see the Chiefs lose two in a row. And this will be the game where it's like, whoa, they shouldn't have lost this game. But I still think they overhits, regardless, because you still have Mahomes on the field. Then we got Cowboys
Okay.
at Commanders, over 38.5 points. We tease that down too. Like it's just easy in my opinion. The Commanders should come out in this game and destroy the Cowboys. Like it should not
Sure.
even be a question. Cowboys, like we saw against the Texans, they were still able to score 14, 17 points. So I like that game there to go over 38.5. Then we got the Bucks at the Giants. We already threw them in the lock of the week, but we're getting them at plus half a point. So I like that a lot there. Uh, it's just they just have to win the game, which I don't see them
Yep.
losing to the Giants. Then we got Titans and
Off a
Texans.
bye.
Yeah, off a bye. Like it should be a no brainer there. And then we got Titans at Texans over 34.5 points. Like we already said, we love them at 40.5. We're doing 34.5. Like it's a no brainer. Titans score points, Texans score points. It's two decent teams. Titans aren't a great team, but for some reason, just the over this year for them it just always hits. So and then we got Niners at Packers, and we're just gonna flip it. We're gonna take the Packers plus 3. Like worst case scenario here, in my opinion, is you get a push on this. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Packers take care of business at home. That's why I brought it to the table for my pick. Then we got Cardinals at Seattle. We're getting 4.5 points on the Cardinals. Now, if you're playing over on FanDuel, you would get obviously, what'd you say it was, +1, so you get +7.
It'd be +7. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a whole touchdown there on the road against Seattle, and most people, I think, agree that the Cardinals are a better team than Seattle. So I like that a lot. Those are my picks, and that's my teaser for the week. And we're gonna hit back to back, baby.
All right. Recap that for me in a quick way so I can make a short out of that.
Sounds good. We got Chiefs at Panthers over 37.5 points. Cowboys at Commanders over 38.5 points. Bucks plus half a point at the Giants. All they have to do is win the game. Titans at Texans over 34.5 points. Titans games always go over, as we know. Niners at Packers. We're just taking Packers +3. Then we got Cardinals at Seattle. Cardinals +4.5. If you're playing on DraftKings, you get them at +7.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah. I don't hate most of those picks. Definitely, if you can play different books, that's a huge swing. 4.5 to 7.
The only thing is, if you're doing that, then you get the Bucks at nothing. So
which is money line.
yeah, which is just a money line bet at that point. It's just like there is
Right.
give and take sometimes with certain books, but I mean that swing right there, we don't normally see that for like the
No.
Cardinals game. You don't see a -1.5 on a book and then a +1 on a different book. So definitely a big swing there. If you're going to do a teaser, you want to go and play FanDuel because I feel like, or sorry, DraftKings, because DraftKings
Right.
seems like they're going to have the best line because I feel like no other book's going to
True.
really have them, worse than that. Like what, +1.5? I don't see that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. But how about yours? Let's jump into yours.
Okay, here we go. This is a I'm not going to say certified winner, but I feel really good about this one. So I also have the Titans over 34.5. They've scored over 37 every single game. So, or I guess 36 now because I think the last game was 36. So they've hit this number every single 100% hit rate on the season with the Titans game. So I have to take it. I got the is that right?
What?
It's got to be right. Yeah, I got the Chiefs at -4.5. Yeah, I teased them down from 10.5 to -4.5. I think they're going to win this game in pretty blowout fashion. So I've got them teased at -4.5. I got the Bucks teased down to a money line pick. I've got the Commanders at -4.5. Also, they're big favorites. I think they're going to come in and destroy. So I like them at -4.5. I got the Cardinals at +7. And I have the Cardinals Seahawks over teased from 47.5 down to 41.5. And those are my 6 picks for my teaser. +600. Bag them, tag them. Take the card to the bank. Do what you got to do.
Yep, there you go. There you have it. Those are everything there. I mean, it's a lot of content for you guys every single Sunday. That's what we try to give you guys. We know that Sunday has a lot of games. We know there's a lot of content on Sundays, but we also know that there's a lot of money to be made on Sundays as well. That's why we come with a touchdown parlay, prop parlay. Those two are mainly just for fun. Our lock of the weeks are really the money makers, and then also the teasers that we started doing since week 5. So that's what we bring to the table for you guys. And what you guys bring to the table for us is just views, good, self-esteem, going into the week and then, making videos for the next week. We got a lot of different videos that we're going to be having to do here coming up because we got a lot of holidays coming up with a lot of holiday games too, like Black Friday games, like more primetime games. We got to figure out what we're doing for Thanksgiving, like that's coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have a special video for that. We're still trying to work out the kinks of how we want to do it, but I mean, it's still gonna be a blast regardless, and we're still gonna be here, 4 times, 5 times a week, depending on how the season schedule shapes up. But anything else you want to add to that, Al, before we wrap?
The only thing I'll say is that the one linchpin I see on this parlay, obviously the Bucks money line. We both have them in our teasers. So if the Bucks don't win that game, they're both dead. And then the Titans over is in both as well. So if that doesn't hit, we're both dead.
But like you said, 100% hit rate on the Titans.
And that's what gives me confidence to just keep taking. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be taking it still. But every week I put it in, it's hit. So it's like, how can you can't look at when you notice that kind of a trend, you have to bet.
Yeah, for sure.
So but yeah, no, other than that, thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. And hopefully you guys make a bunch of money this Sunday. And hopefully we make a bunch of money this Sunday. And we will catch you guys with our Sunday night video, which will be coming out. You're going to be watching this on a Thursday morning or late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Our Sunday night video will be out Matt, Saturday morning?
Saturday night usually. Yeah, maybe Saturday afternoon. We like to give the Sunday video time to really get a lot of views and stuff like that. We don't want you guys looking forward to Sunday night if you haven't even made your bets for Sunday yet. So
Sure. Anyway, so yeah, we will see you guys sometime on Saturday. Thanks for tuning in, and protect the bag
and beat the book.
That's what we do.